Vittorio, Colao, thank you very much for your time. This is the first meeting of the Vodafone board in Portugal. Which are your expectations for these 3 days?
Yes, you're right, Ines. This is the first time the board comes to Portugal. We have the normal work of the board, but the real expectation is to show to our board everything we are doing in this country, on the fiber network, on TV, everything which is innovative and is not done everywhere else in Vodafone.
Before talking about Portugal, I would like to know what are the main focus of the group in the world. It is the Europe, because we are facing a very big crisis. Which are the main focus of your group?
I think we have 3 areas of focus. The first one is clearly data, 4G, convergence, fiber, television. I mean, the world is very quickly, the world of communications is very quickly converging into one big service provision. And again, Portugal is probably one of the most advanced examples that we have in Vodafone. The second is enterprise. We have both cable and wireless. We have a very big international presence. Our enterprise business is expanding globally. And the third one, clearly emerging markets, where we have been, I think, very good and very lucky at being in good markets, India, Africa, Egypt, Turkey, which are growing a lot. So convergence, enterprise, emerging markets.
You are now in the markets you want to be, or you have plans for the near future to be in different countries?
I would always look at any opportunity. We are looking at opportunities, especially in emerging markets, but I would say that our focus now is most importantly to become bigger in convergence. Last week we announced the purchase of Ono, cable television in Spain. We acquired in the spring of last year KDG, cable television in Germany. We acquired cable and wireless. So we are trying to first become a total communication provider. And then, of course, if a good emerging market arises, we will look at it.
I would like to ask you about the Ono. You said the Spanish company. You bought it for more than 7 billion euros. Yes. It was the biggest business in Spain since the crisis. Spain is your main focus in Europe now?
No, we have many large markets. Spain is one of those, but clearly UK, Italy, Germany are very big. We basically think that this is the right moment for making that investment in Spain. Spain is starting to turn around. We have a good business there, but we didn't have TV competence and fiber competence. Now with this we will have them. It's the same reason why we're investing $500 million in Portugal. So smaller, but still important.
But there are news that you want to in Spain, you want to cut more or less 1,000 jobs. Why is that? And I would like to know if you perhaps want to do the same in Portugal.
Well, we are investing in Portugal, so we are not cutting. As I said, the world is becoming a world of television, internet, fast broadband, and mobility, all of them together. And all networks, all companies are trying to achieve that. In some markets, like in Spain, we acquire a company because there is a good company to acquire. In other markets, like in Portugal, we are investing. As I said, in the next couple of years, we'll invest $500 million of organic money, and already today we have more than 150,000 TV customers in this market. So every market has a different recipe or a different way of addressing it, but the strategic vision is exactly the same.
And can I ask you, in which specific areas are you investing that money you just said?
We are investing in fiber, fiber to the home. Our program is to link 1.5 million Portuguese homes to our own network. This is to provide television. This is to provide fiber. I tell you something very interesting. I was in Germany 2 weeks ago with the company that we acquired there, KDG, which is a big TV company. And I asked them whether they had a look at what we were doing in Portugal and whether they think that we were doing well. And believe it or not, they told me, well, the TV solution that you have in Portugal is one of the most advanced that we have seen anywhere in the world. So the fact that Portugal is small does not mean that we cannot be very good here. Actually, I think we are. That's why my board is here today.
And the fiber, it's your first and main focus for the next 3 years?
And 4G, fiber and 4G, both of them together. I was very pleased when I came here this morning on my Italian phone. There was a very fast connection on 4G. As I said, it's about delivering entertainment, applications, productivity everywhere. It doesn't matter whether you are in a home, in an office, or in a park, or here walking on this beautiful street here. It's the same thing. You want to be able to access broadband, and fiber and 4G will be, and 3G also, because 3G also works very well, will be, different ways of delivering the same thing. We will invest in shops. We'll invest in IT systems to improve the experience of the customer. It's part of a big investment plan that I have announced after the sale of Verizon Wireless.
So you, I believe, in your words, you will need more employees in the next years.
I don't know whether we will need more employees as Vodafone or we will need more employees in Portugal, but for sure there will be more work in Portugal. For sure we will need people with competence of content. For sure we will need people who understand TV and entertainment. Maybe we use them, maybe we partner, maybe we hire them. Again, how it is be done, it depends a lot on the local CEO and the local management. But for sure there will be more work from Vodafone in Portugal in the coming years.
The last years were very difficult in Portugal, and we have other companies like yours that have more or less the same services. So what was the formula to grow in these difficult years?
You know what? The formula is always the same. At the end of the day, I've been in this business for almost 20 years. The formula is always to have the satisfaction and the recognition from your customers. In Portugal today, we have the highest customer satisfaction. We are seen as a very good brand and a very good service delivery company. And this is what has made Vodafone in Portugal great. Since the years of Telecel, which was the predecessor company, we have always been very good at delivering service to the customer. And customers tell us. And that's why I think this early entry into television has been good. We have already 150,000 customers, over 600,000 homes, and this is pretty good. And people are actually telling us this is a good service, we like it. So the secret is always customer service, good customer service, and attention to the customer's needs.
In the last months, you lost customers in the mobile business. Do you have an explanation for this?
Yes, we have 41% market share. It's very difficult to grow much more above that, and probably we will lose a bit. But we have gained, on the other hand, on the fixed side. So think about the world where Vodafone is 41% in mobile and, few percentage points here. Clearly this will come down, but this will go up, and will up very quickly. And therefore, in the home, we will still have a high share of the spending, and that's our objective.
These mergers in Portugal between Portugal Telecom and Oi and Zon and Optimus, they were a concern to Vodafone, or they were a way for you to grow?
Listen, I'm never concerned by competitors unless they create a situation of non-competition. And the situation in Portugal could, at some point, there was the risk that this could become a duopoly. And duopolies are never very good. That's clear. Now, as I said, we have made the decision to invest a lot of money into Portugal. This will not be a duopoly, and we will continue to provide choice and opportunity to the Portuguese customers. Now, this could also happen cooperating with PT or with Zone, and we have been always cooperating with Optimus, for example, and we can cooperate to reduce costs, to make sure that the investment goes where the customers are. But that should not reduce competition. Duopolies are never good, and we really trust that the Portuguese authorities and regulators will not allow a duopoly to re-emerge. And I can tell you Vodafone will not allow that.
About that, comparing to the other markets where Vodafone is, how is our regulation model? How do you see that? Do we need to improve it?
I think, as I said, we have trust in the regulators. I think that due to the crisis, if I may, they have probably lowered a bit their attention, and they have allowed a little bit too much power into two players. Now, that's okay because Vodafone is here. If instead of being Vodafone, I was a small player, not with enough money or not solid enough, that would be a big problem for this country. Now, since Vodafone has the balance sheet and the money to invest, it's not a problem, but I would recommend that the regulators in Portugal watch very carefully the conditions, the pricing, the behavior of the two big players.
And about our taxes, there are many companies that say they can't invest more in Portugal because our taxes are very high. The Vodafone has the same opinion. Could you invest more in Portugal?
Listen, we are, as I said, we are investing $500 million in fiber. We are investing in 4G, so I don't think Vodafone is not investing in Portugal. I think the tax environment is important, but the most important thing is the people environment, the skills environment. And historically, I mean, I've been coming to this country since 2002, so I've been responsible for Portugal when I was regional head in Italy since 2002. And here we have always had the most innovative, most creative, best marketing and commercial minds of Vodafone. And I think this is the real reason why we have 41% market share. This is the real reason why we are doing so well on our fiber and TV deployment. So people and skills is the most important thing. Then, of course, you need also taxes.
How is the European market now? Have we reached the bottom of the crisis?
You're talking about the telecom market or the economy?
Yes, the telecom.
The telecom market is still challenged in Europe. I think in Europe we have too many operators still. If you look at a country like the US, in the US with 4 operators, they invest much more today than in the past. In Europe we are barely keeping the same level. Customers spend 60–70% more than in Europe, but they get 200% more than in Europe in terms of services and data and everything. So it's a healthier environment. In Europe we need to create a single digital market, and we need to reduce the number of players so that the money really goes where the investment case is good. I think that there is awareness that we need to go there. I think in Europe, in the countries, people understand. But we need to be sure that this happens, always in a context of competition, of course. But we need to be sure that this happens.
And you are looking for specific companies in Europe?
Well, we just bought a Spanish one last week. This week, you mean?
For the next years.
We keep looking, yes, we keep looking.
You sold your position in the North American Verizon Wireless in the 3rd biggest business ever. Are you giving up of the United States business, or you're looking for some other companies?
No, we are not giving up, because the reality is that we were never really in the US. We had a fantastic cooperation with Verizon, which is a great company. We had 45%, but it was a minority. So the Vodafone brand is exactly in the same number of countries as before. Actually, we are in America, because through Cable and Wireless, now called Vodafone, we are serving American companies, and we have hundreds of people in America. We are not in the consumer market in America, which is very, very difficult, because 2 companies, Verizon and AT&T, are very strong in that market.
And you are not looking?
For the time being, we are not looking.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.